Hello, hello, hello. Rise and shine. We grind. We are all fine, and the sun shines for yours and mine. My name is Tyrone, and welcome back to my show. Today, I have something a little bit simple today, but it's kind of more of a symbolization than anything. But it has everything to do with things that are hot and things that are cold. I feel like this was something that needed to be identified because of the fact that we get confused on what we want in life. We get confused on whether sometimes we'll think the cold things, the things that we don't go after, are the things that needs to stay, that or the things that we don't need to go after. And the hot things are mostly, which are the temporary things, whether it be just little minor things, and things that basic, either it can either be basic necessities or just not even really not even things that matter at all. But in any case, hot has everything to do with things that satisfy you for temporary, and we get confused, we get reversed with the roles. But what I want to touch up on is we need to reverse that and say what are the things that we need to be hot for instead of going after the things that aren't needed. So I want to kind of touch up on what I think might be hot in terms of life right now, such as social media. Social media can definitely be one thing that's hot right now, but something temporary. I feel that it's I feel that it's been going on for so long, but it's really temporary because it's something that we all don't really pay attention to, um, or it's something that we pay attention to, but for a certain amount of time. Just like we look at our phones for a certain amount of time. We look at the TV for a certain amount of time, social media, stuff like that, and that's what I mean by temporary. It satisfies us for the moment instead of all around, you know. And when it comes to these hot things should be good things that we're going after instead of, sex, drugs, and alcohol and stuff like that. We make all of those things, those are usually the standard majority of how the masses view hot and cold. You know, they view the hot things as clothes, fancy clothes, fancy cars, and all this types of stuff. But they don't view the cold things as the things that they should be on fire for. And when I say that, I mean fixing up your life, fixing up your life, fixing your relationships, understanding yourself a little bit more, evaluating different situations before reaction. Things like that are very beneficial and a contribution towards not only just your life but your environment around. And I think a lot of people, we tend to, or just not people, but us as a collective, the masses, or just masses in general, they follow the regular stigma, you know, and it should be about time when we should say, as a whole, what are we going to do? What is going to be the moral and value that we follow instead of following the materialistic um, moral and values, or following just different forms of trends, and just climbing a social hierarchical ladder. It has all of those things has everything to do with what is hot now. And what I'm trying to get at is just everything that is hot needs to be cold, and everything cold needs to be hot. And as it as we go on to the cold things, like I said earlier, we talk about emotion, changing emotions. We talk about evaluation. We talk before reaction. We talk about things that we know that would help us in the long run instead of for a short amount of time. We always want to look for something that's going to help us throughout our lives instead of just for one day or one moment, you know what I mean? And certain things that satisfy you for just one moment is not really satisfactory. And when we take a look at ourselves and say, what is it that we want in our life? When we say that we want all of these beautiful things to come, when we want all of these long term, we want a marriage, we want a long term relationship, we want a steady long term goal, we want to be able to be consistent. If you want those things, then we have to be hot for those things instead of being hot for the wrong things, you know? We have to put forth the consistency and the passion towards those things if we want to see change, if we want to be able to have a constant flow or a consistent flow of everything everything that was once cold being hot. That is when you'll be able to see the impact that you have made on your life. You'll be able to see the impact on others' lives, and you'll just be able to see, decipher, and discern what it is that you want, what it is that you want for long term. When I say hot, I mean hot as in fire. When I say fire, I mean things that are big, things that are going to be big. You know, social media is something big. Sex is even big. Alcohol, drugs, those things are big, but they are big, but for only a second. Things like your career, things like love life, things um, like art, music, stuff that you just been working on, the stuff that you really love. Those are things that are going to help you in the long run because those are your desires. Those aren't worldly desires. You know, we need to more so focus on what is going to benefit our spirit. What is um what is hot for our spirit? What is going to bring that fire within us? And what can we leave to the side in the cold? What are some of the things that we can leave in the side to the cold, in the cold? For instance, sex. I feel that that is a main thing that need to focus on, especially for my generation. I would say more so for my generation in the 20s because that is when we have so many emotions going on. So I feel like that is a major topic that should be touched up on, that not a lot of people are able to talk about because we're all literally going through the same thing. We're literally having so many emotions running through, but it's important to touch up on topics like that. Um, confrontation. I feel that a lot of toxic traits, a lot of the things that are toxic, a lot of us can really go for because we want to try to prove our point. That can be another hot thing. You know, the consumption of food. The consumption of food is another hot thing that we all go for. All of us. Don't even get me wrong. I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. I have food in the oven right now, but we need to learn how to control the consumption of food, and that is where the hotness lies. That is where it's like we're hot for the food. You know, we get hot for all of these worldly things instead of setting boundaries between the things that were once hot and moving the cold things into the hot place and the hot things into the cold place. We need to learn how to be able to reverse and just come up with a better plan to focus on the better things in life that will benefit us instead of the short term things. I hope that this video, I just kind of wanted to just shorten that video out, but I hope that this was a blessing to you guys. If it was, please leave a thumbs up in the like section. Please comment. Please subscribe, and please share and click the notification links. Excuse me. Click the notification links in the subscription box. Love you guys. Hope you guys all have a good one, and just see you on the next one.